So my name is Mozah,
And I'm Aisha.
and for our science fair project we did, can turmeric be an effective antibacterial? So as you guys know, turmeric is a spice, and in many different cultures and traditions it's known for working as an antibacterial. It's also known for putting it on your face, and it's believed that it will completely clear out your skin and give you a glowing face. So with this idea for our experiment, we decided to put these rumors to the test and see if turmeric can actually get rid of bacteria.
Okay, so some background information about our project. Some studies have shown that turmeric can be used as an antibacterial, so we wanted to put this to the test and see if turmeric would be able to get rid of some bacteria that we made or that we put in by ourselves. So our base was made out of agar, and we put we got bacteria from different places around our houses, like in the corners of walls, under the sink, just places that you would find generally dirty, like in the bathroom, etc. And we used two different types of turmeric to see the different variations of outcomes that would come with it. So for one, we used the plant turmeric, like we got raw turmeric, and then for the second one we used powdered turmeric. So there have been studies that show that turmeric does in fact have medicinal benefactors to it, and the healing factor that comes from it is a chemical compound found in turmeric that is called curcumin. Curcumin is the polyphenolic compound that gives turmeric its yellow pigmented color, and it's believed to have the medicinal benefits to it. However, there have been many challenges that come up with using curcumin as an effective healing factor, but it can be used as an antibacterial. So we wanted to put this to the test, and we wanted to see how strong the curcumin's effect could have on the bacteria that we made.
So what we did is we got multiple petri dishes, and we did make the agar ourselves. And agar allows us to basically just grow bacteria. So we made the agar, and we got 3 petri dishes, and we grew bacteria on them, and then we added turmeric. And as you guys can see here, we added different amounts of turmeric. So here we have, it's like piled up, and then just a little bit less on the other two, just to see and analyze the different results that we would get.
Okay, so for our question and hypothesis, our question was, is turmeric, or could turmeric be used as an effective antibacterial and get rid of germs and any other bacterial? We hypothesized that turmeric could be used as an antibacterial, but in some studies it shows that curcumin by itself, which is found in turmeric, is not as effective as when it's paired with any other factors. So in this, there is one blue line, and it stays relatively close to the 0 mark, and over time it just it does a really small spike, but it goes down. And when it's paired with something like bioperine, which is better known as black pepper, it actually works way more, and it just has a better effect on bacteria.
So since we did make the agar ourselves, our procedure was, first we needed 1 cup of water, and then half a tablespoon of beef stock powder, sugar, gelatin, boiler, and petri dish, 3 petri dishes to be exact. So first, in order to make the agar, we boiled water, and we added the 3 ingredients, sugar, gelatin, and beef stock powder, and we stirred it in and we mixed it very well. And then once we could see that it was all mixed in well, we turned it off, and then we let it sit for 10 minutes, but we had to make sure it was still warm, and then we added it into the petri dish. All 3 of the petri dishes received the same amount of agar, and then we very quickly closed it and taped it, and we tried our best to avoid as much contamination as possible. We also try to make sure that we disinfected everything we used, the petri dishes, just everything that was used, to avoid as much contamination as possible. After we put in equal amounts of the agar-agar into all three of the petri dishes, we put it into a dark box so it would avoid sunlight and it would avoid sun rays, because sun rays can affect the growth of the bacteria.
Given that it can like kill the bacteria by itself.
Yeah. And so once we put it in, we left it for a day and we checked to see that it was solid, and we made sure that it was solid. After that, we got cotton swabs and we swabbed all of the faucets around our house, just because we wanted to make sure that we get the most similar bacteria, just not like random places around the house, but just the most similar bacteria as possible. And once we did that, we lightly swabbed it across the surface of our agar-agar, which was already solid, and then we quickly sealed it again and we put it into the dark box. And after 3 days, we saw our bacteria, and this is how it looked after 3 days. And once the bacteria was visible, that is when we added in our turmeric. And so for our results, what happened was that after we put in the powdered turmeric on the agar-agar and we left it for a few days, we left it for about 3 to 4 days, we noticed that it actually became more of a liquid, which we are sure that before that it was a solid, because it was agar-agar, which is solid. But after we checked it with the turmeric on, after a few days, it actually became a liquid. So what we believe could have happened is our hypothesis wasn't completely correct, given the fact that it became a liquid, but the bacteria was gone at the same time.
So it's like it dissolved almost. The bacteria dissolved.
Yeah. So we're not sure if it was that the turmeric killed the bacteria or the turmeric dissolved the agar, causing the bacteria to mix in with the turmeric and the agar, just all of it mixing in together, just making it this one like liquid. So those were our results. And here we have a graph, which was a different study made, but it was actually made with food. So they had bread and strawberries. They had 2 pieces of bread and 2 pieces of strawberries. 1 piece of bread and 1 piece of strawberry had turmeric, and the other 2 pieces didn't. And after a few days that they left it, they noticed that the bread without the turmeric grew more colonies of bacteria as opposed to the bread with turmeric. But for the strawberry, it actually remained the same. So this supports back our idea how it kind of depends what the turmeric is working with. So for this example, it did make an effect on the bread, but it didn't have any effect on the strawberry. So we're thinking that the turmeric working with the agar just caused it to dissolve and just made the bacteria mix in with it.
Okay. And so for our future steps for this experiment, we wanted to move forward, and we planned on using the turmeric with other paired substances like bioperine to see if it would have a better effect on the bacteria. We wanted to see if the turmeric itself would be strong enough to be used on any types of plants, cuts, or even better, humans, to see if it would be able to heal humans, like their injuries, any minor cuts, burn victims, etc., etc. But for now, we wanted to be sure that it would be able to help something as small as plant life. So we hope to see that we can get the turmeric to where we can make a paste or something like that to get the turmeric or anything like that to get rid of bacteria, so that we can use it for better purposes in the future.
So what we came up with, some ideas that we thought of that could have affected the outcome of our experiment could have been the amount of time that we kept our petri dishes open when we cotton swabbed the bacteria and when we added in the turmeric. It could have been contaminated. Maybe it wasn't just completely sealed with the tape. Something could have gone wrong with it, which we could think that might have been why the agar dissolved. Or also the temperature of the room could have been something that like had an effect on why the agar agar became a liquid. But yeah, in conclusion,
we hope to see that we can make something out of turmeric that will be able to help people in the future, like with any injuries or any type of bacteria.
Yeah.
Thank you.